What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me today on this August 17th, Thursday. I want to welcome you to another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you guys the best in metal-related content on the number one fucking metal channel. Up front, unfiltered, brutally honest, and not afraid to speak my mind. You don't like that? Go watch a fucking show. If you missed anything in the past week, you guys know the drill. Click the I, bring down that menu. Everything you need to get caught up is there. Remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. This is the most devoted metal channel on the fucking platform. Hit that like button. Let's try for 1,000 likes. We need to get those likes up. I want to welcome you guys once again to Top 15 Thursdays here on the channel for another awesome episode in this series. I'm going to be doing many videos like this in the future. We're going to be getting back into doing countries and regions for bands and things like that. Now, we've entered the 2000s, and tonight I'm doing my top 15 metal albums from 2006. This was a decent era. Some great music was coming out between 2000 and 2010. You had the third wave of black metal, some awesome funeral doom, the resurgence of thrash and traditional heavy metal, sludge, all that great stuff. What a great decade this was for metal. All right, let's just get into it. Coming in at number 15, Brazilian new wave of thrash metal band Violator with Chemical Assault, released in 2006 on Kill Again Records. I can't tell you how impactful this album was on me in 2006, still is to this day. This is some incredible Brazilian thrash metal, taking influence from Sepultura and Sarcófago. You can certainly hear that in here, but again, this band has its own unique flavor to add to the boiling pot of the resurgence of thrash metal. Definitely sounds South American. This is some amazing fucking stuff. It's got some incredible instrumentation, songwriting, lyricism, and emotion. Very great stuff. Violators, Chemical Assault gets number 15. Coming in at number 14, Canadian industrial thrash death metal legend Strapping Young Lad with The New Black. Not as good as Alien. This was released in 2006 on Century Media Records. This was a decent way to end Strapping Young Lad's stint. Now, of course, this didn't have the brilliance and magic of City or Alien, but it certainly sits on its own, and this is a good album. I just find it's not as chaotic. Yes, it's still very, very heavy and very fast, but it's just not as chaotic. It's more structured, it's more cohesive, more well put together, and for some people that might make the mark of a good album. Maybe that's a landmark for a good album in your opinion, but I loved the sheer chaos and virality and visceral insanity of Alien again, but Strapping Young Lad's The New Black is a good album. It gets number 14. Coming in at number 13, Swiss black goth doom metal legends Celtic Frost with Monotheist, released in 2006 on Century Media Records. Now, for a lot of people, I don't know what the fuck the criticism was towards this album. This is one of my favorites from Celtic Frost. In fact, probably there are some good albums in their early discography, but I found them to be a bit too formulaic. I'm not the biggest Celtic Frost fan, but Monotheist, fucking brilliant. They did something different here. They brought doom metal into it. They brought goth metal elements, and they still had that black metal aesthetic, that lower-fi production, and it's Celtic Frost. They are legends. I do have nothing but respect and admiration for them, but again, I'm not a fan of everything this band has put out, but Monotheist has some of the strongest songwriting, some of the most incredible, depressing, melancholic emotions that were ever laid forth from Celtic Frost. Monotheist gets number 13. Coming in at number 12, German black metal legends Darkened Nocturne Slaughter Cult with Horror Nocturne, released in 2006 on Propaganda Records. What a fucking album this is. This is fast, blasting, insane, cacophonic, atmospheric brilliance from the female-fronted vocalist here, who is also in Bethlehem. At least she was. I'm not sure if she is anymore, but this band is absolutely legendary, and this album speaks to me on so many levels. It's extremely uplifting. I know people are going to say it's black metal. How can it be uplifting? Well, you get the sensation of floating and being separate from the world. Now, while for some people that may be negative, for me that's a fucking positive. This band does it right. I love Dark and Nocturne Slaughter Cult. Going to get one of their shirts, actually a couple, and I'm going to get a couple of their records. This is just absolutely killer stuff. That's what's playing on the TV and in the audio right now. You guys know what it is. If you know Dark and Nocturne Slaughter Cult, Horror Nocturne, one of their best albums, one of the most well composed and structurally written, if you can consider black metal that structure. Anyway, great album, number 12. Coming in at number 11, USA grindcore death metal legends, Misery Index, Discordia, released in 2006 on Discordia Records. Wow, brilliant grindcore death metal, very political, very anti-establishment, very anti-government, but just got that amazing grindcore, hardcore punk edge with extremely awesome death metal. This is well written, dynamic, well thought out, and very emotionally complex and poignant, and to the point, straight to the goddamn face, grindcore death metal. Misery Index is an awesome band, and I mean, Philip Anselmo endorses them. What's that tell you? Yeah, these guys are absolute legends in the grindcore death metal scene, and I need to get some Misery Index. I've had people ask me before about this band. Well, do you like Misery Index? Yes, great fucking band. Number 11, Discordia. Coming in at number 10, Finnish death metal band Torture Killer with Swarm, released in 2006 on Metal Blade Records. This is one of the albums that Chris Barnes was on. This is very just straight in your face, brutal grinding death metal. There is some incredible disgust on this album. There's a lot of visceral hatred and just absolute violence and aggression and dismemberment and gross, dripping fucking miasmic sludge all over this record. I don't mean sludge in that style, but you know what I mean. It's like just dripping with blood and disgust and guts, and it's fucking just... Torture Killer is an awesome band. In fact, this is one of the only bands with Chris Barnes that, other than 6 Feet Under's first two albums, that I can actually get behind. Chris Barnes, his vocals now are terrible. He kind of thinks of himself as like the shit, kind of like Glenn Benton, who's another fucking clown. But yeah, Torture Killer Swarm is a good album. It gets number 10. Coming in at number 9, Danish black funeral doom metal legend Nort with Funeral, or Livgert in Danish. I have this on CD. This was released in 2006 on Total Holocaust Records. This literally sounds like a funeral. It's depressing, it's dark, it's melancholic, it's hopeless, it's cold, it's isolated, it's bleak. Very raw production, very abysmal, cavernous, reverbed vocals, and extremely atmospheric and dissonant. This isn't an album that you're going to put on at a fucking beer drinking keg party or something like that. That's what thrash is for, or even some death metal. But no, this is very introspective stuff. You're going to want to sit down and be alone when you listen to this. Nort's Funeral, perfect album for a cold, bleak, rainy night. You know what I mean? Or just walking alone in the fucking winter. That's what this album's for. It's great stuff. Coming in at number 8, Pestilential Shadows with Cursed. Released in 2006 on Gordo Warrex Records. Australian black metal. Very pessimistic, plague-ridden black metal here. It does have some depressive, melancholic elements, but it's extremely plague-ridden and just chaotic, destructive, frantic, panic-stricken in a lot of ways, and it's got like this evil, ominous atmosphere to it, and it's hard to explain, but Pestilential Shadows is a very unique band in Australian black metal, and there are a lot of bands that came out of Australia during this time that were just off the fucking charts. I mean, this is incredible stuff. Pestilential Shadows Cursed gets number 8. Coming in at number 7, Canadian-French black metal legends Akitsa with La Grande Infamie, released in 2006 on Christ Hunt Productions. This is like crust in terms of black metal. It's like crust black metal, and if you don't know what crust is, it's like the darkest form of punk, and there's a lot of punk in this, and I read the comment section on some of this, be like, well, is this supposed to be punk with black metal? Dark classical, hardcore punk, and thrash. That's what it built upon. And those elements are here, and it makes it an incredible album. Now, there are some extremely long, drawn-out, depressing atmospheric pieces, but there's also this really young, viral energy to it that has that punk edge, and I think it's fucking perfect the way it was put together, you know, and it's very hypnotic, and it's got its own edge to it. It's very depressing, but also very punk-driven. It's awesome. Akitsa's fucking legend, La Grande Infamie, gets number 7. Coming in at number 6, USA psychedelic prog metal legends Tool with 10,000 Days, released in 2006 on Volcano Music. It's fucking Tool, man. I mean, this is one of my favorite bands, and they always will be one of my favorite bands, and for this album to be what you may think it is going to be difficult, because to follow up Lateralis, which was 5 years prior to this, they had to do something that would continue that DMT trip style psychedelic metal. They've done that with 10,000 Days. This is one of their most emotional and it's a very bleak album for Tool, but it's also very thought-provoking, enlightening, and spiritually entrancing, okay? So, I mean, you're going to have to sit down for this one. This is not something you can just put on and do other stuff with. Tool's 10,000 Days is amazing. It gets number 6. Coming in at number 5, Spanish bestial black metal legends Proclamation, Advent of the Black Omen, released in 2006 on Nuclear War Now Records. What can I say, man? It's Proclamation's Advent of the Black Omen. A lot of people think of them as blasphemy clones. I hear blasphemy worship here, but it definitely sounds like a Spanish bestial black metal album. It's just pure face-melting chaos, destructiveness, hatred, and aggression, and annihilation. That's what you get with this. If you know what blasphemy sounds like, Revenge, Conqueror, Melgoth, which is a newer band, actually they're brand new, you'll know what Proclamation it sounds like. It's amazing. I love it. It's a great record. I have it. Get it. Coming in at number 4, Anti, The Insignificance of Life, released in 2006 on AOP Records. I have the reissue from Children of Night Productions on cassette. This is one of the best German depressive black metal bands of all time. It's just off the fucking charts. I mean, you can't get much better when it comes to German DSBM at this time than Anti's The Insignificance of Life, because that's literally what it sounds like. Soul-draining, melancholic, hopeless riffs, isolated, tortured, anguished vocals, and it's fucking amazing. Just go listen to Anti's The Insignificance of Life. You will not regret it. It gets number 4. Coming in at number 3, Finnish bestial black metal legends Archgoat with Whore of Bethlehem, released in 2006 on Hammer of Hate Records. This is another awesome album from Archgoat. In fact, it's my favorite. I'm not a big fan of their new one. I thought the production was a bit too clean. This one, though, really gets in your face. It gets under your skin. It's evil, dark, oppressive, hateful, claustrophobic, and definitely not going to be for people who love garbage like Dimmu Borgir, okay? This is raw black metal with, there is a bit of a cleaner edge to it at times. You can certainly hear all the instrumentation, but it's fucking Archgoat. It's Whore of Bethlehem. It's an awesome album. Gets number 3. Coming in at number 2, USA depressive black metal legend Zaster Subliminal Genocide, released in 2006 on the mighty Hydra Head Records. This was after he left Moribund and Total Holocaust when Total Holocaust closed, and you know what? Subliminal Genocide, this is what it sounds like. Nightmarish, depressive, hateful, cold, bleak, and just unbelievably surrealistic. This is the man on the verge of a mental breakdown. That's what you get with Subliminal Genocide. It's suicidal grandeur, splendor. It's absolutely serene, but it's ugly, depressing, and hateful at the same time, but beautiful, enchanting, and absolutely amazing in terms of atmosphere and dissonance and hypnotic. Fucking, it's hard to top Zaster with anything that he does. This is an awesome album. Subliminal Genocide gets number 2. Coming in at number 1, German funeral doom metal legends Ahab, The Call of the Wretched Sea, released in 2006 on Napalm Records. I have this CD. Ahab are legends. This is the best funeral doom metal album ever fucking conceived. I know there's a lot of other ones like Bellwitch, Mirror Reaper, and stuff like that. You got Abysmal Sorrow's Lament and Nort's Funeral, which I did talk about here. But come on, man. I mean, if you want to hear Ahab on the quest to slay fucking Moby Dick, this is the goddamn album for it. Fuck Mastodon, Leviathan. Like, that doesn't sound anything like this. This is pure dread and terror and fear and anxiety and depression and solitude. And just, you never know when Moby Dick is going to jump out of the water and attack Captain Ahab on his Pequod, and that's exactly what this fucking sounds like. If you want an album to listen to while you read Moby Dick, this is the fucking album. Number 1, The Call of the Wretched Sea from Ahab. Alright, there you guys have it, another top 15 in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for all notifications. Merchandise links in the description, as well as the store tab on the homepage. New merch has gone up on the Bonfire. Janelle, thank you very much for your help. She's putting up new merch as well. Now she's also working on my green screen set and my new template when I cut to tracks in the reviews videos. Join the channel, become an MOD Elite, get awesome perks, $4.99 per month. Hit the join button, get access to exclusive content, review requests within reason, band interviews and promotions if I like your band, collaborations if you have a metal YouTube channel, and I'll help you with it as well if you run a metal YouTube channel. Thank you, Janelle, for all your help. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Have an awesome night. We'll see you for Metal Album Warfare Fridays. Hails.